everyone, Ed DeCosta here. This is my video blog entry for Wednesday, October the 10th, 2012. The title of today's blog is, "To soar, you must get sore." Now, what am I talking about there? I'm a fan of patterns. I always have been. Patterns in numbers, patterns in words. Now, what made me think of this particular phrase? Well, as I got out of the shower this morning, I realized, boy, are my legs sore. Now, they're sore because of a workout that I went through yesterday under the guidance of a particularly cruel but really a nice guy named Nate, awesome personal trainer who understands my goal, what I'm shooting for, and knows in order for me to reach that goal, I've got to do some hard work. So in order for me to soar, to reach that goal, I've got to get sore. There's no shortcut. You've got to do the work. And it dawned on me that not only is there, that pattern in terms of words, but in life, this relationship exists between the hard work we must do, the tough choice, the tough thing we must do in order to reach the goal, in order to reach our objective. That pattern exists. And just right off the top of my head, I could think of a few more, so I'll just share two others. First of all, as an executive coach, I talk to business owners and leaders quite often. We talk about their organization, we talk about what's helping them and what's harming them, what's keeping them from reaching their goals. And often they are faced with the reality that they have to replace a staffer, maybe even someone who's risen to a level of management or some level of leadership as the organization was growing. But the people that got you to where you are in the business aren't the same people always, in fact often they're not, to get you to where you're going. That doesn't mean that you terminate the employee in a cold-hearted way, but it does mean you move them to a place where they can be helpful and certainly not harmful to the business. Now, for most business owners, it's a very emotional decision. Why? Because this employee's been with them often from the very beginning or early on. They're loyal. They've been with them for a while. They're often friends with the person. But in fact, that person needs to be moved in order for the business to reach its objective. And again, it causes some pain, some soreness. But in order to get to where you're going, you must do it. And then the third one, it has to do with the law of the inner circle, learned from John Maxwell. Others have talked about it, but John speaks about it quite brilliantly. And he talks about those people that you're surrounded by, the people that you spend the most time with. And we're not talking about your family per se. We're talking about people that you choose to spend time with. And unfortunately, some of these people tend to bring us down. They use what we call stinking thinking. They're sources of negativity. Well, as hard as it might be, those people have to have their privileges to be with you, to be around you, certainly as often as they are now, revoked. They need to be scaled back, if not eliminated, from your inner circle. And like the other two examples, it can be difficult to do that, a source of pain, because there's an emotional attachment. You like that person, you might even love that person. But if they're keeping you, if they're slowing you down from reaching your goals, from your potential, well, these are the cold hard facts. You've got to do what you got to do in order to meet your objectives. Otherwise, you're not going to meet them. You're not going to meet them. So you've heard the phrase, no pain, no gain. It's absolutely true, whether it's in our physical world, with respect to our fitness, whether it's in our businesses and what's keeping our businesses on track or keeping them off track, or in our personal lives, our personal relationships, or even our professional relationships. You have to get sore, do something difficult, do something challenging in order for you to soar. So that's it. Just a pattern that I thought would be helpful to you. Hopefully you find it meaningful. Again, my name is Ed DeCosta of eddecosta.com and the Ascend 90-Day Transformation Program. And wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world, make it